If you think about it, the bow is one of the simplest distance weapons ever invented. It appeared independently in many cultures. In Europe, the Mediterranean technique shaped modern Olympic archery. By contrast, principles from the Asian region remain widely unfamiliar, and in many places they faded from cultural memory. This film follows a journey through Austria, Hungary, and China to explore that side of archery and the people who preserve it. At our first stop in Austria, we meet Amin Hirmer. With more than 4 decades of experience, including time spent in Lebanon and Malta, he's one of the most established figures in Asiatic archery. Today, he teaches across Europe and shares his knowledge through a widely followed YouTube channel.
My first encounter was when I was kind of like 7 years. My brother got a bow and arrow. A nice long bow and nice already wood arrows with metal tips. And behind our house we had a big field. And I was standing there doing something. And then my brother came and said, "Go to the side because I shoot here." I said, "Look, you have the whole field. No, I want to shoot there." I said, "No, don't go." Poof. And he shot me, scratched my ear. My mom saw this. She just came home, left the bags, fall on the ground, got to him and bang. The bow was done then. Yeah, so that was my first encounter with archery. "20 years roughly ago, I saw a video of Stephen Selby on YouTube. It's called Chinese archery. And I saw him, he had one of these long bows, like a Manchurian bow. And he showed that he shoots with the thumb. And I was like, wait a second, what's going on there? And I paused the video, grabbed my bow, ran out and tried this by myself. And at that moment I was like newborn. It's like archery was completely new for me. All of a sudden everything makes way more sense regarding martial arts. Everything fell into place, and since then it's just Asiatic archery for me.
The second stop is a small village in western Hungary. The region's connection to archery dates back to the time of the Magyar tribes, when mounted archers played a central role in warfare and identity. That legacy still shapes how traditional archery is understood and practiced here today. For example, by boyar Csaba Grózer.
Hát gyerekkori álmom volt, hogy íjkészítő legyek. Már egész kicsi kora gyerekkoromtól mindig is volt bennem egy vágy, hogy íjjal lőjek, csak sajnos nem volt pénzem, hogy íjat vásároljak, és meg akkor még nem is lehetett kapni itt Magyarországon szerintem íjakat. És egyszerűen elkezdtem íjat készíteni. Gyakorlatilag 1986 körül volt készen az első íjam, ez szaruból, fából, imbó volt, ez egy kompozitív volt. Az első íjaim azok nem voltak túl sikeresek, sőt azt is mondhatnám, hogy először szinte mindegyik íjam eltörött, de érdekes módon, hogy ezt nem sikertelenségnek fogtam föl, hanem egy lehetőségnek, hogy lehet belőle tanulni. Tehát fölfedeztem a legelején, hogy a kudarcokból nagyon-nagyon sokat lehet tanulni, és ezeket elkezdtem kielemezni, és gyakorlatilag ezt hozta meg a siker számomra, hogy nem adtam föl. A kitartás, és az, hogy az első 2 év tényleg nehézségei után azt mondtam, hogy én akkor is így készítő leszek, én akkor is folytatom tovább. és gyakorlatilag akkor ugye semmilyen ismeretanyagom nem volt, mindent a nullára kellett kezdeni, de igazából ez, hogy kitartottam az első 2 év után, ez aztán meghozta a várt eredményt.
What I teach are the core principles of almost every way the bow was shot in Asiatic countries. So you have some principles with shoulder, with push, pull, whatever you have. These are the core principles I teach in my main courses. And then you can have specific courses. When you shoot a Turkish bow, you hold a Turkish bow differently, you shoot a different ring. When you shoot a Korean bow, you hold this one differently, you shoot different. But the core of all of them is the same. And this is what I teach in my courses. So you get there and you get the core principles, and then you can later on, it's like the tree, the stem of the tree, and then later on you have the branches going out to Chinese, to Korean, to Turkish, to whatever have you.
In Imperial China, archery was a core skill, especially on horseback, where it played a central role in military strategy and training. Over centuries, it was deeply embedded in Chinese martial culture, but eventually fell out of practice. Today, that legacy continues through the work of AliBow, a company dedicated to building traditional Chinese bows.
最后到这个房间好呢，对吧？我们创立了这个阿里弓箭制作有限公司。那么我们的公司呢，主要生产各种传统弓和这个传统的箭。那我们这边呢是这种玻璃纤维弓。
Here is our fiberglass bow.
它也有很多种弓形，达达、土耳其啊，这些都有。这种弓呢，它的那个
This is our fiberglass bows, and you can use it longer, and yeah, very good for beginners.
那么应该是从2002年，互联网在中国兴起的时候，我在一个英文的网站上看到了英格兰长弓。那么当时在中国是很少能看到这个传统弓箭的。那么我小时候呢，看过这种电影呀、电视连续剧呀，它里面有这个弯弓、拉弓射箭，包括小孩的那个小人书也有射箭的这种情景。我个人呢是非常喜欢的，所以呢，我想圆我这个梦想。
And here our strings, different bow strings.
对，我们的各种弓弦，每一个弓弦，它和匹配的这个弓形全都在。
This is our takedown bow, and it's our imperial color.
我叫张力，中国的这个张这个姓是一个弓字啊。那我们的祖先他这个徽也是做弓箭的，所以呢，我很荣幸我有这个姓氏。那我的名字就带一个力。那么我给大家介绍，我叫长弓利箭，非常有中国文化的这种意义。
I think that the Asiatic countries always had a more holistic approach to this. So for them, bow and arrow was at one part a weapon, but on the other part something sacred, where they did their same ceremonies. As you said, they shot in temples. They have ceremonial bow shooting, and not only for hunting or for what have you. So yeah, and then it's for them, it's a part Chinese as example, they always had to do qigong, breathing work as a soldier to learn how to shoot bow and arrow. So they don't separate between mind, body and soul. For them it's one whole thing. And with this kind of archery you can practice this, for me, nicer than when you shoot three fingers Mediterranean. Okay, fast.
这边呢是我们的一些原料。
These are our some materials. Some for bows, for fiberglass bows, for laminated bows.
那么我用杉木来制作的这种长弓，那么当时的射程我拉开以后，它能射出去100多米，在当时这个距离，是我所认识的弓里面射程是最远的。我在制作了这种弓箭以后，又翻阅了这个大量的这个历史文献，因为中国文化源远流长，上下5000年，唐宋元明清有很多种弓形需要我们来给它复原来制作。那么经过这些年对这种中国古代弓形的复原，那我就更加的喜欢的中国的这个传统文化和这个传统的射箭，包括这个弓形射艺，中国也有很多的射箭的书籍。慢慢被这一年，我们都已经进行了一些找到了这些大量的射箭的这些文献。
These are different tips and also handle, and it has name, and we put them in here.
Ugye a természetes szaruíjak egy nagyon érdekes módon készülnek. Ugye nyilván, ahogy a neve is mutatja, különféle állati szarvak, mint a kőszeli kecske, vízibivaj, vadjuhok, különféle ilyen szarvasmarák szarva, vagy az oryx antilop szarva. Ez adja az íjnak gyakorlatilag a belső rétegét. Ugye ez nyilván így ki van lapítva, és ez kerül az íjnak a belső felére. Nagyon érdekes a szarunak, mint anyagnak a tulajdonsága. Nagyon-nagyon bírja a nyomást, és nagyon-nagyon támasztja az egész rendszer, csavarodásává teszi az egész íjat. És van még egy nagyon érdekes tulajdonsága, hogy a szaru anyagnak nagyon magas a restrukciós együtthatója. Ez azt jelenti, hogy hosszabb terhelés után is visszanyeri az eredeti tulajdonságát. Tehát, hogyha pihen az íj mondjuk egy órát, akkor teljesen vissza tudja állítani az eredeti íj formát. A másik nagyon érdekes anyag, ami az íj külső felén van, az állati in. Ez az állati in, ez gyakorlatilag ki van szárítva, és ezután rostokra van szaggatva, mint a kender. és aztán valamilyen állati egybe van beleáztatva, impregnálva gyakorlatilag, mint ahogy a modern üvegszál a gyantával, és ez az állati in azután így megszilárdul, és az i külső felén egy ilyen eltörhetetlen, elszakíthatatlan réteget képez, ugyanis az állati innak van a legnagyobb szakító szilárdsága a különböző anyagok között, még a modern anyagokhoz viszonyítva is szinte egyedülálló a magas innak a szakító szilárdsága, úgyhogy ebből áll össze lényegében ugye a szarui, a közepe nyilván egy faváz, úgyhogy ez egy nagyon érdekes és izgalmas dolog. A mai napig egyik legerősebb konstrukció ezek a természetes anyagok.
While Grózer works with both traditional and modern compositions, often including horn, AliBow focuses on wood combined with synthetic materials. Historically, the choice of materials depended not only on regional availability, but also on environmental factors like temperature and humidity, which influence durability and performance.
So he is responsible for how the bow grip at the end feels like.
这些我们现在都选择了这种复合材料来进行贴片。
But these some new materials.
Hogy a Kárpát-medence, ahol én élek, az egész tárháza a különféle íjaknak. Tehát a szkíta, hun, avar, magyar, török, tatári, ez mind megtalálható itt a Kárpát-medencében, és gyakorlatilag elkezdtem ezeket kutatni különféle múzeumokban, leírásokban, és a magyar íj után megjelent a tatár, a hun, az avar Amerikába, mindenhol elkezdett terjedni az, hogy egyáltalán fogalom, hogy ázsiai, mert odáig csak a Robin Hood longbow-t ismerték, mint tradicionális íjat.
Very close down.
Mounted archers often operated independently of infantry, using speed and range to strike without direct engagement. They were also part of hunting and ceremonial traditions. Zhang Li selects his horses for their calm behavior, steady movement and responsiveness. Qualities essential for accurate shooting on horseback.
It's a more dynamic way of shooting for me, because then comes the motion of KHATRA with it. It's a special follow-through which you have. This is more, for me, the Asiatic shooting is more related to martial arts. Everything from the motions you have in your body, everything works together in unisono. Then you hold your bow nicely and only touching on the root of your thumb with these 3 fingers. You control the bow, so don't get the bow too deep in your hand, otherwise the string will slap you. You put the arrow on the outside, hold it here, slide back, slide forward, you knock your arrow, tack. You still hold the arrow here, and you go here with your thumb under the arrow around the string, with your thumb ring or without, whatever. Touch here, roll the index slightly around. Secret is to apply a little pressure sideways on the arrow, then you can leave the arrow in front and the arrow will stay there. No problem, you can move, you can ride, you can jump, you can do anything, the arrow stays in position. Then you look with the 2 eyes to the target, you point there, you draw back, and you let go. And it's a way more dynamic way of shooting than the static Olympics. See, I push, pull, bam.
29。
打到中国人，打到别的靶上去，怎么样？
天都定在那个。
你首先你不要着急，知不知道？你拉开，你看到这个来走哈，你别着急，啊对，不要着急都能中啊。是不是？
我的名字叫刘佳丹，今年29岁，来自中国安徽省天长市。有张丽老师的带领之下，我走上了骑射之路，然后就现在从一个骑射小白，还算是变成一个专业骑手。
We are in Shanghai and we are holding a competition for shooting and writing. Yeah. And some people from society and from universities, the students, they will come here and to participate in this competition. My name is Zhang Haonan and I'm son of the founder of the AliBow and also I'm helping him to manage all of these things, to produce bows, selling bows, all this stuff. Ten or 11 years ago, this school, there's some students, they are like into the Chinese traditional archery, but they don't have money and the school also doesn't support them. They found my father on the internet and my father said, I can support you with all this stuff and without money.
Donating the bows.
And we drove the cart and brought lots of bows and arrows and also targets. We do all of things. And we also teach them how to shoot. Everything.
Very good, yeah.
And the teachers and the students, they were kind of very happy and they told other universities. And the other universities knows it. And they just came here and they also said, maybe we can start a university competition.
Nice.
Yeah, university meeting. And then this at first year it was maybe less than 10 universities, but nowadays it's like whole country, over 100 universities. They joined this competition.
So you started it, AliBow started it.
Yeah,
very
right.
cool, nice. But do the universities see now that there's interest? Do they start funding a little or have a little money for that now? Other universities?
Yeah, they do, and they spend money on it. And this also opens some classes for the traditional archery. And that is why AliBow is the only supplier in this competition. Yeah.
Very proud of what you're doing. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
We didn't expect that.
Yeah, of
we
course
just
not.
want to help people do what they want.
And now you created an avalanche of...
We hope they
Very
like
good.
it.
The people we've met in this film represent just a small part of many traditions of Asiatic archery. Their methods differ by region, purpose, and time, but each reflects how technique and experience continue to be passed on. For those who practice it, archery can become more than skill, shaped by what each individual brings to it.
Az ékkészítés számomra több, mint egy mesterség. Ez gyakorlatilag egy kapocsa a múlt, a jelen és talán a jövő között is. Egy nagyon érdekes folyamat, tehát gyakorlatilag egy önkifejezés, egyszerre művészet és egyszerre mérnöki tudás.
射箭呢，其实好处非常的多啊，强身健体，这是最基本的哈，还可以做到心静。你在射箭的时候，你只想着射箭，想着目标，那么你这时候心是静的，这时候可以让你忘掉很多，专注于射箭。但是速射、骑射的时候呢，又换了另外一种状态，骑射的时候就要快，那么这个时候和步射的感觉就是完全不一样。我现在要有2个角色进行转换。
I had so many people come to me, and then I shot with them half an hour, and he was like, "What the heck? Where was I?" I was like, all my problems I have all day long were just gone for half an hour. And it gets you out of your thinking mind, out of your ego mind. At school, at home, everywhere you get your ego mind blown up, but you don't learn how to trust your instincts anymore and your intuition anymore. And with this way of shooting, you get this connection to yourself back, to your instinct and to your intuition. That's why it's so important for me to teach only this style and not the modern sports style. That you really learn to trust yourself again.